Let's take a look at the add people function. First of all, the add people function has two different types of form, the long form and the short form. For our purposes, we're going to go ahead and work with the long form, and just keep in mind the short form is simply a reduction from this existing form. So you have the basic information that you want to enter: first name, middle name, last name, the suffix, if anyone exists, and then you can also add people to groups. This is why it's so important to first set up your groups and put the name of the group and the description of the group, because once you start adding people, you can simultaneously add somebody to a group as soon as you're adding them to the database. And if you have an onboarding campaign of any kind, whether it's a new hire, a volunteer, a member, or an employee, or someone else that you've created, then basically you can add them to different campaigns here just with a few clicks of the mouse. So once you do that, you're adding a person to the database, but then you're also adding them to groups and to the campaign. Now, what you can do here is, if they have an existing family member in the system, let's say it's Bill Tanner, you can select Bill Tanner here and it will make that connection. And then the question is, okay, what is the relation of the user you are adding to this Bill Tanner? It might be the brother, it could be the father, etc. Whatever that is, you just click it there. If the person is a minor, if it was a son, you would click minor. Here you can put the gender, you can put the date of birth here by just searching and marking it as you need to. If you would like them to get a birthday text on the day of their birthday, if you have the text messaging module, you just click on there and you can write a personalized birthday message for the person. You can put the marital status here by just selecting the current, if they're married or if they're widowed or divorced. And then if they're married, you can put their wedding anniversary here as well. And again, the more data you have, the better. If they have a primary gift or skill that you would like to query later on, you can just put it here. So we'll put, for an example, leadership. And then once you go to the Manage People page, you can query leadership from the Manage People page. Education would be, what level of education did they complete? Did they get an associate's degree, high school degree, college degree, a 4-year or a master's degree? That's where you would write this in. Their preferred language is not necessarily the language they want to view in the software. It's just what they prefer to speak and listen to. That could be English, Spanish, or some other language. The other language here is really for them to select once they get into the profile. Once the default is actually English, as you can see, but if they want to switch everything to Spanish, they would select it here on their profile, and you can do the same and then select Save below. If you would like to upload an image, a picture of this person you're adding, then click on Browse Image here, and that will help you upload an image to their profile. And then you can also see that on the master database. The second section here is the account information section. The account information section is very important because it allows you to put in the email address of the person and the password, and you would write the password a second time here. And basically you can email the login information. If they have a campus they pertain to, you can write it here. If there's a family ID, you can write it here. If there's an individual ID, you can write it here as well. Again, none of these, as you can tell, are required, but they're good to have if you would like them. Now, the home contact information is very basic. You have the address, the country, USA or other. Let's say, for an example, you enter the country, USA, and you're searching for, or you're actually not searching, but you're looking to enter the information for the address, and for whatever reason you can't find the city here. Sometimes that happens. It may be a new city or a city that hasn't been updated in the database. What you would do is come here, and instead of select USA, you would select other. You would type in USA here, and here's where you would type the state, Florida, and the city and the postal code. Okay, so in case that happens, here you have a simple solution for that. Now, this is the primary cell phone. If you have the text messaging module, this is where they will receive all of their text messaging directly to this number that you place here. If you don't want them to receive a text message, just mark here no text and they won't get it. And then last but not least, you have the home phone number. Under work contact information, again, none of this is required, but you can enter the information as you receive it. If you are a nonprofit, if you are a church and you don't have this information, it's okay. You can keep going and just click save below. But if this is something for your company, you want to make sure you put all of the information here, the office where they work, etc. So that walks us through. And again, once you're done, you just click save and all the information will be updated and this user will be in the system. So thank you again for taking the time to listen.